Instagram.
Okay, you about right. Yeah, you sent it pretty good.
Instagram is ridiculous. Okay. All right.
There you go.
You want me to go Instagram live on my Instagram then? On what?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, it's your prerogative, but just I can't post.
But I don't want, yeah.
I'm already recording on
Okay.
on theirs. You
Well,
don't-
that's fine. Because once you record on that, then it goes to the regular page. But
No, it won't.
it won't?
No, I have to put it on there.
Okay.
Test this. That.
Yeah, put it on there.
Yeah, because we don't have enough, like, followers on Instagram. I didn't know they had even started that. That's crazy.
What you gotta have, 11 sometime.
I
Gotta
forgot.
have
A
1,000
thousand
followers.
thousand
on Instagram
followers.
in order to
Yeah,
go
I
live.
remember that.
People who put
They just
junk
choose.
on there go, I mean, that's the stuff that get me.
Yeah.
But
Test.
That's okay, y'all get there.
yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Okay, we're good there.
Yeah, you get there. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'd be hot too if I have on a whole sweatsuit and it's still summertime.
I told
No,
her
but
that.
it's not the
It could be
sweatsuit
that.
that. It's just, it's hot
Told her
in
that.
here.
Hmm?
I told her
This
it'd be
is,
That
the
is
material
hot.
she got
but
on.
not to me. I don't, it's
If
not.
if
It's
if-
warm. I mean, it's cool to me
if
because
it's-
outside it's
That's
not.
enough to put her to sleep, huh?
If it's then she said it's cool to her. If it's cool to you, you wouldn't be sitting here about to.
No, in here it's not. It's stuffy in here.
Oh, outside you was good.
I was fine.
She was going
But
to sleep.
this was it's stuffy.
She was sleeping in the
here.
truck. Gotta ask Fun where you get the cowboy hat from. Cowboy hat. That's what I want to do.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's Live at the Divas Den. We are here. We are here. We are here. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Everybody all right? Everybody good? Everybody
Yes.
listening on the airwaves is good. Everyone that will be listening on Instagram, hope you all having a great day.
Yes.
We are here. This is our last show of the month for the month
Yes,
of
month of
August.
August.
We move to September. I want to give a quick shout out to all of those August birthdays. Happy birthday to all of you August, all of you Leos. You are some unique and really different kind of people, especially my baby sister. Her birthday was October 17th. Welcome to the 40 Club, my sister. Welcome to the 40 Club.
Yes. Welcome to the 40 Club. And you are listening to the diva herself, Deborah Ware. And I am happy to be here as well. Yes, definitely.
Spoken like a true news anchor person every time you get on there. That's why I was like, sometimes
I'm
just
just
let her
used.
go.
I mean, I can't help it. I guess it's just there.
It's there.
It's just there. And then it sounds corny if I say something else. You know what I'm
No.
saying? What's up,
I told you.
everybody?
I told you, and I tell this to everybody. I said, when people do catch you just speaking normally, like your Louisiana accent, that's original. That's you. When you have to, and I think I know why you do it. You do it because of when you being a teacher. You think that that's
It
how
just
you're supposed
comes
to talk.
out,
And you don't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily have to. Hello, this is Zana. You don't have to do all that. Like
It just comes out.
even now that she's retired,
Yes,
y'all, she
it
still be
just
like.
comes out.
But when she called me on the phone, she'll be like, "Hey, Andre." But if I was the
I said,
president
"What
of the
you
United
doing?"
States, she'd be like, "Hello, this is Deborah Ware calling Andre." Like,
Oh God.
but that's just her. So
It'll fall off
I've learned to
eventually.
Right, because like I said, now that
Eventually.
you're retired,
Yeah,
you'll probably
it'll
be
fall
like,
off.
yeah.
Yes.
Everybody, we are here. It is Saturday. Those of you that are out there in this crazy Atlanta traffic, I feel for you. Trust me, I know. It has been, and I normally don't just be in a calm like mood like this, but it has been a week from the pits of hell. I mean, it
Yes.
has been just from both jobs and people and just life. It has, and I'm truly very, very, very excited and happy that that I'm still currently in therapy and still taking my mental health, seriously, because after the week that I've just had, I know that if I was not in therapy, I would have crashed out a long time ago.
And I kind of figured that
Because
you had.
people have just been all week trying.
Mhm.
It seemed like they've had a meeting to say, how are we going to push Andre to the 10th power
I
this
could
week?
tell.
But no one has been able to do so. When I feel like I'm about to go there, I get quiet and I go away and I go and deal with myself and I come back and I'm like, you know what? I can't. And I'm just in that mood now where I'm like, it's the weekend. I would rather be in bed for the rest of the day, but we're here. But
Yeah.
it's life, So shout out to BetterHelp Therapy app. And it's been such an amazing help in my life. 'Cause like I said, by now I would have crashed out a long time ago. Like my patience would have crashed, but my patience, it's good now. I'm just to the point where I'm like, you know what? People are seriously gonna been trying me this entire week.
Folks, I think that's just the number one thing right now
Yes.
for some people, because
It's a lot of things.
they push your patience and they do silly stuff that really could push you totally overboard. But then you just have to, like you say, catch yourself and just say, you know what, I'm not gonna let them take me there.
And everybody, and that's another thing. Everybody's not able to hold themselves accountable
No.
or catch themselves. And now I'm not telling you and saying that therapy is the be all say all, because some people don't need therapy. They
Right.
feel they don't need therapy. They just have a natural way to calm themselves down. I am a person that I don't like to be tested. I don't like to be tried. I don't like to be talked to in a certain way. And when you do those things, it elevates me to level 10, which is boss mode, which is when I become really, really unpredictable. But I can honestly say in the last maybe 6 months to a year, the boss mode hasn't had to come out. Like I've gotten to the point where it's like, as soon as I know that it's getting ready to trigger me to that point, I bring it right back down. So I'm appreciative of it, and everybody's not able to do that, especially now in this economy with gas prices rising, rent prices rising, mortgages rising, scams happening, things that will cause people to crash out and literally go crazy, i.e. what happened a week or so ago with the CDC shooting thing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Things that people keep being attacked by certain people, certain things, certain whatever. Eventually, without the proper mental health care, they take it to another level. And I'm so glad that I have not taken it to another level. I haven't cussed anybody out. I haven't crashed out anybody. I haven't been negative. I've just learned to handle it in a different way. And I feel different. I feel like I'm not adding any more stress onto my life. I feel like I'm learning how to find another outlet for it, which would be the gym, or being that I'm in the 40 club now, I can take a nap. And a nap really does a great thing for me, taking me a nice old nap.
Yeah, but you're kind of right about that, and since you say that, I kind of like, I want to say thank you to my life partner, because I was at a breaking point on my own this week, and instead of me just going off, just being crazy or whatever, I was able to let mine loose through a hard cry, but also to have somebody to listen to me. So that's a form to me also of therapy, having somebody that will sit and listen while you talk, and you can figure, you can get them to understand you. And it's not anything new. It's just, how you just have things that you go back, and sometimes they pop up, and you just think about them, and it makes you angry. But instead of getting so angry and boiling over, and like you said, you want to jump at somebody, or you want to hit something, instead of doing that, just being able to just rest your head on somebody's shoulder and just talk. That helped me. That it really did. So I can tell that, like I said, I think I know you enough that I can tell when something's not just all the way right, and I can feel it. And it just comes from even just a tiny phone call. Like if I don't hear from you, I know. But if you answer something that's there, then I get that too. But we all go through it. But like you said, it's so the way you handle it.
Yes.
And I'll tell anybody, don't let nobody push your buttons. Just try not to. Just don't, because you'll be the one paying for it in the end. That satisfaction.
All right, everybody, into safety and health news, or safety and weather news. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, there is a hurricane that is not headed towards us. When it first started, Hurricane Aaron was headed towards the coast, like the Carolinas, the Georgia, and it started to do a little bit of a turn. And as of 2 days ago, it was turning around in the Atlantic Ocean area, which was not coming towards any of the United States. It was like
going away.
But the effects of it, which is the winds, the water, the rain, can still be felt in certain areas of the United States on the coast, with North Carolina. I think North Carolina was evacuated. Some of the areas of North Carolina were evacuated. Georgia was not evacuated, but we were told just to be, just to pay attention to it. We had been doing that. This is the official first hurricane of 2025. And I actually think that this was this is different than most hurricane seasons. Most hurricane seasons, by now we would have been on our fourth or fifth hurricane.
Yeah, right.
So
kind of slowing down a little bit.
This being the first one, kind of made me say, kind of went to swipe sweat off my head, knowing that it's August, September, which is, if you're not sure with the seasons, we only have one more month of summer left, and then summer officially goes into the wind, and we head into Halloween, which is the fall season, when it's not too hot, not too cold. It's like in the middle mix of it. That's when the leaves start falling from the trees, and and people have to start raking their yards, and this is the Halloween season type thing. Think of it as fall, where there's a little bit of brisk wind in the air, but it's not hot as it was in summertime.
Right.
So you all and again, don't dust off your hurricane stuff and think just because it's turned or it's turned that it can't make a U-turn.
Because it can turn right around.
Come right back to this side. So just stay ready. I know my mother and my late grandmother used to always tell me, keep a hurricane kit in your car. And I just say, yeah. And to this day, I still don't have one in my car.
I don't have one either.
They told me to keep flashlights, blankets, non-perishable foods, batteries, and I have not any of those things. And even today, thinking about it, having batteries in a hot car might not be a good idea.
No.
But I do see, what they were saying about that. So that's just in news as far as the weather goes. Just being careful there.
And then I think they also had said that we would probably in Georgia see a lot of people that they did tell to kind of evacuate and get out. That would be coming this way, because at one point I thought they had said something about in Florida too. They were telling them to.
Yeah, I think some areas in Florida in the beginning, and then when it started to turn a little bit, a lot of people were like,
"That was a big turn."
Yeah, we left our house for this.
But you can't play with it.
You better be safe than sorry.
Yes.
If you have to leave your house and it turns out to be a false alarm, because let me tell you something. Georgia has had so many hurricane false alarms. There have been times where we were told that the hurricane is headed straight for Georgia, and for some reason it just doesn't hit us.
Yeah.
And it turns maybe at the last minute, maybe close to so we, just being prepared, because again, if you research and know what a hurricane is, it is deadly. Winds, rains, sucks up things in its path. Imagine having a Ford Focus or a Ford F-150 blowing up in the wind because of a hurricane and falling down on you. That's the gale force winds that these hurricanes present and can hurt you and kill you, or your house, or the flooding and things like that. I know there are a lot of places that I've seen. And I don't know if you've seen it too. A lot of places lately, there've been a lot of floodings going
It
on.
is,
There've been a lot
yeah,
of floodings
plenty of
going on. It
floodings.
makes you wonder, about our road system, our levee system, and you know that if lakes and oceans get especially if lakes overflow, the things that are in the lake are
Are gonna come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the alligators, crocodiles, snakes, and things
Everything.
like, everything,
Yes.
and yeah, and if you know me, you already know I do not do.
I don't do
animals
neither
in the
one.
sea or
Neither
in the
one,
lake.
especially snakes. No, no, indeed.
No.
But seriously though, you really have to be careful. And if you are told to leave, like to evacuate, do so, because if everybody can remember Hurricane Katrina, there were people that decided that, oh, I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna stay. And look what happened to them. So many of them lost their lives, they lost their homes, and to this day, they're still talking about it. They're still running documentaries and things like that. I think there's a new one getting ready to come on Netflix that's coming up, I believe, Wednesday of next week, talking about Katrina. So, don't just think that you Billy Badass and you can say, oh, I could beat this hurricane or whatever. If they tell you to go, you need to go. And I know some people say, well, what if I don't have the money? Where am I going to go? Well, there's a lot of free shelters, and I'm sure there's some shelter somewhere where they'll tell you that you can go to where you can be safe, much safer than if you stay, right where you are, which is in the pathway of the hurricane. Because hurricanes are not anything to play with. They're just absolutely not. Not at all.
There are not. All right, everybody. Again, you're listening to Live in the Divas Den. If you're listening live on www.
926 The Mix with 2x.com.
All right, those of you that will be listening or are going to be listening on Instagram Live, we appreciate you. Do us a favor. Go to Live in the Divas Den, one word, Live in the Divas Den _ our Instagram page, and become a friend of the Divas Den.
Yes.
If you haven't been paying attention, there is a new rule that Instagram has now that in order for you to go live on your page, you have to have at least 1,000
yes.
followers. And
So help us get there,
we're
y'all.
not quite there yet.
Yes.
As long as we've been going live on our Instagram page, we just haven't gotten to that follower number yet, and we would love your help. So if you are not doing anything, please do us a huge favor. Go to Instagram and go to in the Divas Den. In the Divas Den, one word, underscore. Just in the Divas Den underscore. On Instagram, you'll see it be our pink flyer that has Live in the Divas Den and our names on it.
Right.
Come and be our friend so that we can continue to go live on Instagram. Because what we're having to do now is we just tape the show and then we just post it on. We want to be able to go live so that we can give you all the opportunity to speak back and holler at us and say, what's up?
Yes.
All right, everybody. So, in event news, Deborah, you do have your boots.
Yes,
And
I have my
hopefully-
boots and books on the ground.
Hopefully
yes.
you all are ready and prepared for that. It's coming up in September.
Yes.
I think it's
September
20th.
Yes.
And good news for you, Deborah. The boots on the ground stuff was getting ready to die down, and then Fantasia came and helped out. Did you hear?
No.
So
what
everybody,
happened? I missed
if
out.
you all haven't been listening, the Boots on the Ground song has been going viral all over the place. Well, it started to die down, and as of 2 or 3 days ago, the remix came out featuring Fantasia Barrino.
I gotta
now there's a
listen to
remix
that.
of Boots on the Ground featuring
Okay.
Fantasia Barrino, which has kind of breathed life back into the song. So people have been posting more of it. They've
I
been
didn't
coming
know
up with
that.
dance moves. So maybe
I
you'll
gotta
get a
look
chance
for
to
it.
see those dance moves, or maybe play that song at your event because
I already had plans.
everyone loves Fantasia
Yes,
Barrino.
yes.
And Fantasia has breathed new life into this Boots on the Ground song.
And I'm so glad because I like it. For some reason, I love it. Even though I know a lot of people don't, and a lot of people were hating already about it, saying, okay, y'all, now Beyonce done came and she done gone, with the boots and the hat and all this. But I didn't think that. I thought that it was a really good trend, especially being that we were trying to incorporate, more of blacks into singing country music and things like that. It was just a fun song. So yes, I do have that on my agenda for my Boots and Books on the Ground relaunch. which is September the 20th. I've got down there. We're going to do some fun activities, helping you to know that you are important and to love yourself. Everybody's going to have a goodie bag that's going to be there for them. We're going to have food. And yes, we are doing the dance, with your fans and all that. So, yeah, we're ready to just have a good time. So, if you haven't already seen on my Instagram and my Facebook and also on Threads and on TikTok, you can go to Eventbrite and you can purchase your ticket there, which covers your book, it covers your food, it covers anything free that you get there. So come on out, join us from 4 to 7 at the Courtyard Marriott. So just go on to my page and you'll see the Eventbrite link. Don't miss it. It's fun, y'all. Especially when you can put on your boots and throw on your hat. Now, you can put on your jean shorts, your jeans, your dress, your skirt, whatever you want to match that up. But we want to have some fun.
Yeah, she said it, y'all. So make sure y'all come and be
Yes.
a part of the Boots and Books. Boots and Boots on the ground. And Deborah Ware, she's going to have relaunching her book series there. She's going to have some good stuff for you.
And I'm going to have a couple of speakers, too, that's going to speak very quickly
Is
to
you
you.
going to have
Yes.
some liquor? That's my question. That's the question that I have.
Look, if you have your
Am I
little
gonna be able to-
flask, bring your little flask.
Right. Am I gonna be able to have me a sip? Because if I can have me a sip, I'll be there.
Lord
Because
have mercy.
in today's world, the weights of the world, the stresses of the world, have driven me to have me a drink.
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
But it's in the comfort of my own
In your
home.
home,
So I'm
that's
glad.
Exactly.
Because folks, do not drink and drive. I don't care
No.
how good you think you are at driving.
Mm-mm.
You know, when you're
Intoxicated.
under the influence,
Yeah.
you kind of dampen your senses a little bit, and you don't know anything to happen. So yes, make sure you come to Boots and Books on the Ground.
Yes, come on out.
September
Come
20th
on out.
from
Yes.
7 all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
She said, "Don't come at 1 o'clock in the morning."
No,
See, I gotta be gone by 9
I
o'clock.
tried to bring it early enough so everybody can come out early and still get to go out wherever you go out. For those of you who still like to go out to the club or wherever you like to go out, you still have that time because it's from 4 to 7.
Out there
Just
clubbing.
be on time. Be on time. Don't be late.
All right, everybody. Again, listen to Live the Divas Den. It is that time. Well, I don't want to say it's that time. If you all have been paying attention, been watching, there have been a lot of award shows that have been coming on. I believe the Stellar Awards just came on.
I didn't
think it
see that
was.
one, but I know that they had it. Yeah.
I think it was a Stellar Awards, and there's this big beef going on with the gospel for some reason, and I don't even know. I really don't kind of. I don't want to say I don't care anymore, but it's on both sides. There's just so much that you can talk about on both sides to attack both sides or give both sides a good lashing to the point where some people, they say that gospel music is the only music, and it is where everything stems from, and that's where R&B and stuff comes from, and that's where all this other stuff comes from. Some people say that Christian music has taken a turn for the worse because of where it's going, who it's attacking to, what they're wearing, what they're doing. I will tell you this: being someone who grew up in the church, I did take a break from the church. Then I went back to church, and now I have taken yet another break from the church for my own reasons, and we can discuss that another day, another time. But I will tell you this: I don't have any. I don't know if there is any way for me to actually understand how we are in this world. We are so judgmental of everything. And this is not directed just towards the Christians or gospel music or towards the non-Christians. This is just towards all of us. Like we have gotten to the point now where people don't even be their real selves on social media or in real life. They become something that social media makes them, or something that's pushed on them in order to be liked, in order to get the likes. It's gotten to the point now where I can be on my social media, TikTok especially. I'll be on TikTok, and I can tell within the first 5 seconds if a skit is fake.
Yeah, you can
And
see
I know
it.
people say, "Oh, that's what we're supposed to do." I don't feel like you're supposed to make. I feel like you're supposed to make up funny skits, but making up skits that dealing with personal things about maybe someone getting murdered or someone getting RAPE or things like that, making up those type of skits, I think that's pushing it and draws the line to a certain way. Now I get it, we're in this economy where people are just trying to make an honest dollar, but the key word is honest dollar. And if you are being something on social media that you are not or have no familiar with or nothing to do with in real life, then I don't think you're making honest dollar. I think that you are, and I don't want to put this all on the people that are making the skits. I want to put this also on the people that are liking the skits.
Right.
For instance, I don't know if you all have been paying attention to this. This I don't know. I don't even want to call him a reality star because I don't watch anything that he's on, but he's always coming up on my page. That is Shamar. We're calling him a celebrity, but yet he's always coming onto TikTok begging us to give him donations to help him find a new apartment or to help him get groceries or help him to get phones or help him to do. And a lot of celebrities or quote unquote celebrities are doing this. But my thing is, if you are a celebrity, if you are somebody who somebody who has financial stability, why are you on the TikTok in the Creator Fund asking for donations, getting money, doing battles for money, all the kind of stuff? If you have money from wherever you get your money from, wherever you get your income from, why are we the people that you come to for help? The same thing I say about the people when we see and you probably have seen these too, those commercials where they say send $7 to help this extinct tiger not be extinct. Why are you asking the people that don't make no money to help save this tiger, and you're not going to the celebrities and asking them to give a certain amount of money, the ones that can actually give it, the ones that can give you a check bigger than what we could give you. You're asking us to $1 a day will help save this Bengal tiger.
Yeah, and you don't know where that money is going.
Meanwhile, you have activists and celebrities who literally, go on social media and try and fend for these tigers and elephants and things. Ask them for the money. Those of us that are trying to scrape by and pay the light bill, put gas in the car, eat, and buy ourselves something, a sandwich or two or something, take care of kids. We don't have extra money to be given out to somebody to save the tigers or save the monkeys or save the little Pooh Bears. I'm sorry to say it, we don't care. We need our money for us.
Exactly, and that's the way it is right now. The way things are going,
it's terrible. We don't have, we don't have nothing. So I just, like I said, with with what's going on now, because and I go back again to the Stellar Awards and all these award shows. So if you watch the Stellar Awards, you know what I'm saying. There's celebrities that are on there that are wearing things that we would consider they would wear if they were at the BET Awards. They would be wearing. Yeah, tight, I get it. That kind of stuff. And as soon as they come out on the red carpet or take pictures and put it on their Instagram, the minute they hit send and it goes onto their page, there's a mixture of attacks. There's a mixture of, oh, you look so good, you look good, you look great, you look this, you look that. There's a mixture of inappropriate comments, which we always say, how dare you give an inappropriate comment to this Christian person? Well, let me explain that part to you. If you are a Christian person, if you are a person that is singing about the love of Jesus and all this kind of stuff, but you are on my Instagram feed and you have on no shirt and you have on hoochie daddy shorts and no socks, no shoes, and you standing there in a seductive way, and you put underneath the picture caption, Jesus loves you, go get my single. Go buy my single on Apple Music.
Are you on there doing the provocative dances and everything?
What do you expect? Because first of all, I know what you think I should be doing. You think I should say amen, hallelujah, let me go get this single. But the person or the people that are posting that picture, they know what they're doing. They know that. This is my thing. They know that if they put on a full 3-piece suit and wrap up, cover up, and put the same caption, that y'all will not go to purchase their music because you wouldn't be they have to put something seductive. So for Christian people to be like, oh, this is a man of God, a woman of God, you should not be disrespecting them. So it's okay. It's not okay for us to disrespect them, but it's okay for them to use what they got underneath them robes and clothes to get us to buy their music. How is that different from us? Again, it's become to the point now. There can be nobody can put anything on social media, be it without being attacked. And I know people are going to say, well, that's what social media is about. I do know that's what social media is about.
But it's a shame that it's that way.
And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be about that. I'm saying that we're having an endless debate on what is right and what is wrong and what is presentable and what is inappropriate. Everybody has different tastes. What one person thinks is inappropriate, somebody else might not pay no attention to. So what do you think, Deborah?
The bottom line is, like you said in the beginning, first of all, we shouldn't be so judgmental. If somebody wants to dress how they want to dress, who cares? Let them dress how they want to dress. It's not affecting you at all, but I understand the point of them. It's like showing there's two sides to a coin. One side, you showing, let's just say, you're showing your nakedness. And on the flip side of the coin, then you're showing that you're clothing for Jesus, that you're all closed up, like they would call a plain Jane. And so why not just be just who you are? Who cares? If you, like I heard, I think it's this girl named Jessica Dine. I think she was a stripper before. So now she feels that she was giving out, advice to girls the way she was dressing or whatever she was doing. And now they're believing that that's the right thing to do because they're telling her, she said, she had one comment of a young girl saying, oh, I've been following you, for a long, long time, since I was a teenager. And that made her cry because she said what she was doing wasn't right. So she didn't want nobody just following her. But if you getting on there and you doing that they're going to follow you, But I'm going to say something I heard at a funeral this weekend, and it has something to do with being judgmental. You don't look at somebody and say whatever you're going to say about them as if because for one thing, when we all die and we leave this planet, when our soul leaves here, we're not the ones to judge to say, oh, okay, Tommy going to hell, Cindy going to heaven. You don't know where that person going. You don't even know really where you're going because you are not the person designating your position. So it's just like with Andre and myself. No one should judge us for anything, just like we shouldn't judge nobody for anything. So we just need to get that clearly through our head. And if you're going to say you're Christian and you're going to sing Christian music and you're going to stay praising the Lord, let it stay that way. But I just don't get the part of just crossing over at 5 o'clock in the evening and crossing back over again at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's either gonna be one or the other. I don't get it.
And if it's not gonna be one or the other, then don't dress this way,
and
be
don't
this
write
way, and then tell us, oh, respect me, or don't talk to me like that, or don't say, okay, if you're going to dress a certain way, if you're going to act a certain way, then people are going to see that, and they're going to perceive that, and they're going to give you that energy. And I know people, in today's world, especially in the church has changed so much to the point where everything in the church is being catered to the world. So how can you tell us, you know what I'm saying, that how can you tell us, don't be yourself? How can you tell us not come as you are? How can you say those things when you, as a church whole, you're changing the way that your services are going. You are having production teams in your church to change the lighting. You have your because you remember back in the old days, if you like if you watch the Clark Sisters, the movie The Clark Sisters, and you understand when I say this,
right?
The Clark Sisters, if you're up there and you're singing, you nowadays the girls that are up there singing have on party dresses, have on pants,
everything,
suits, things that the women did not wear back in those days.
Yes.
The preachers have on jeans and t-shirts. Back in the day, no matter what weather was going on, these preachers had on suits, coats,
and they were doing
everything.
separate things from everybody else.
And they were preaching about things that are in the Bible or in their Bible. Nowadays, we are preaching about things that are hot topics. We're taking the hot topics for the week
and
we're
bringing them into church.
Preaching about it.
Yeah.
We're for instance, and I say this a lot, and people have come at me, and I'm like, I'm just speaking my truth. The sermons in these churches are saying catchphrases and things that people who are not in the church would say, and you all are shouting over it. Like, for instance, if I was to sit here and if I was to say, Back to the Future, nobody's jumping and passing out and anything like that. But I was to say, hiya Shabbat, Back to the Future. Now everybody's, you know what I'm saying? It's just how you say it. And now all of a sudden the way that they say it makes everybody, boom, pass out. So you need to ask yourself this question. First, what do you believe in? And really sit down and don't sit down and think about what you believe in based off of how you grew up and what you take it from who you are, take it from the life that you live, the things that you have in your life, the things that you want in your life. What do you believe? Don't go to, well, all my life I just go way away from that. At this present time in your life, what do you believe? That's your first thing. What do you believe? The second thing is what you believe, who you believe in, helping you be a better person is the second thing. If that thing is a yes, then you know that the first thing you're doing is correct. And then the third thing is, can you spend the rest of your life believing, trusting, and doing that thing that helped you be the better person? If all three of those things, those last two things are yes, and that first thing is something that's important to you, then you are living life right. Don't let anyone else tell you nothing different.
And one of the other things that I just kind of when you were saying that I'm thinking of, and I say that because I personally have had this. It's someone have done this with us, but if you believe that you becoming holy and whatever it is you're doing, in the church, and like you said about sticking to the Bible, reading from the Bible instead of coming out and saying, some kind of catchphrase from somewhere else. Don't expect every person under you who you have been friends with for so long, that you've sat down, had drinks with, you've said obscene words with each other. Don't come back and expect for that person now for you to be able to say things like, can you not curse, around me or whatever, because you're asking people to change because that's what you have done, because you have changed, but you just don't do that. I don't see where that is.
I would just not be around you then.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't waste the time of coming around you and telling you what you can and can't do in my presence.
Because
I would just find out what you do, and if it's what you do that I don't
then I just don't come around.
Don't come around.
That's right.
So there's no love lost because I ain't bothering you, you ain't bothering me.
That's right.
Doesn't that make more
sense? Don't expect me to be, it's just like saying, okay, Andre, I'm only gonna wear the best, so if you're not gonna wear, let's just say, if you're not gonna wear Calvin Klein, Calvin Klein cologne, then you just don't be bothered with me or whatever, because that's what I wear. I wear Calvin Klein and I like the smell of Calvin Klein. Well, hell, what you're saying is I only want people that smell like Calvin Klein to be around me.
I like the smell of soap.
Yeah.
I like
yeah. And then the thing about it is, when you do things to people, it pushes people away from you, because it makes people then believe that, okay, well, this is what they're expecting of me, and I just can't, I'm just not like this. Like, if somebody was to ask me not to say a curse word, I'm going to be honest. That would be a little hard for me in some way, because I know that every now and then a word or two will come out of my mouth. I mean, out of excitement, out of laughter, out of something. But if I'm around that person, then I have to be very careful. Oh, I can't say that. And anybody else I bring around with me around that person, I have to say, well, y'all know, you can't curse in front of them.
You don't tell me what to do.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, I don't know where people got that from, but come on, y'all. Just let people be who they are. Stop trying to judge people. Just
it's kind of like we have
yeah,
become this society where someone
right.
else has said this. We become the society where we really lift up the wrong, and we criticize, and we poke fun, and we try to figure out the bad in the people that are doing right.
That's
You know,
exactly.
for instance, we say this. I say this all the time, but it always comes up. We, not we, 'cause I don't, but people have been years for always attacking Beyonce for being a strong black woman who has broken boundaries, who has surpassed goals, who has done things that people say she couldn't do or shouldn't be doing. Even to the point where like I said, a lot of, when she came out with Cowboy Carter, how everyone Beyonce is not country. You forgetting the entire reason why she did it. She wasn't doing a country album to show you that she's a country artist. She was doing a country album for two reasons. The first reason was to educate everyone in the world to understand that country music originated from black people.
Yeah. Those people working out there in the fields and everything.
Versus the people she had on her Cowboy Carter album. Then she was doing it for the second reason because she was told that she can't. She was told that she shouldn't. She was told that that's not her lane. Meanwhile, if you've been following and you've been paying attention, a lot of artists today that sing the certain songs they sing today didn't start out singing those songs. For instance, everyone is so goo goo gaga over Taylor Swift. Did you not remember when Taylor Swift first came out? She was not the Taylor Swift she is today.
No.
So because she dibble dabbled in R&B, she did some country, she did some hip hop, she done all kinds of different things.
Right.
But I didn't hear anyone saying, "Oh, she doesn't
No.
belong in this category." We even had, remember, we had Eminem.
Sure
Eminem
did.
for years, people thought Eminem was a black man until it came out. Eminem was a white man. John B. We thought John B. was a black man.
Yes.
He was a white man. I didn't hear any of these conversations when these people were coming out with this.
Same thing with
saying,
the girl JoJo. Not the it's because there's two JoJos, but the one that sings with PJ Morton. People thought that she was black, but she's not.
Yeah, all these different things. But again, because Beyonce is a entrepreneur who is she's just taken off. She's just doing everything that she wants to do. She is creating lanes for other artists. She is surpassing what people think she can and can't do. She is like in her song Formation, how she tells you best revenge is your paper. She's showing you all. So all you all are thinking that she's going to continue or start a fight or something. She's not that person.
No,
she's not going to go back and forth with you on social media.
She's not.
She's never been that person. She is the kind of person that she's going to let her paper speak for her.
Exactly.
She's going to let her accomplishment. She's going to let her winning country album of the year. She's gonna let that speak for her. Her selling out arenas all over the world with this Cowboy Carter tour. Her putting her fans and people in trances because we loved. Like, I'm still sitting here and I'm going back and I close my eyes and I think about when that beat dropped and those gates opened and those dancers came out and she started singing. Her microphone was so freaking on that night.
It was.
So I just believe that we're in this world where we just learn to understand that there are so many of us in this world that you can like all other different types of things. If you spend your time concentrating on the things that you don't like versus looking for the things that you do like, you are wasting your life. You are spending your life continuously talking bad about Beyonce, and you could be out there finding an artist you do like and lift them up and just move on.
Or better
from
still, worry about yourself. For me, I know at one point I didn't used to do this, but for me now, everything that somebody says I can't do, I make sure that I do it. Because with them telling me I can't do it, it's also giving me the okay to say you can do it. And then it makes me turn around and say, okay, well, if you think I can't do it, what about you? Can you do it?
Yeah,
Silence.
You, get to a point.
You don't hear anything.
That's the point that I'm at now. Is I'm just to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do how I do it, when I want to do it, the way I want to do it, with what I want to do it with. And You know, if somebody has something to say, if they're not bold enough to say it to me, you can say it all to anybody you want to. And that's what I've kind of been saying my most of my life now is that, you know, there are friends and there are people who I was once cool with, who we talked almost every day, cool, and then because this person said this, about about that, which none of those people, any of those people listed have ever come to me and said anything, but because you decided to believe what someone else has come to you with, that is fine with me. Again, that just shows me and lets me know that I'm on the right track. Because if you're spending your time talking bad about me behind my back
and not coming to
my
you,
face,
that's
and you
it.
and I do not need to be in the same circle, the same room, or the same anything. Because eventually it's going to come out.
That's
One of these
it.
days it's going to be said, it's going to be mentioned, and anything like that. So that is kind of why. Like I said, my circle of friends is so small that the few friends that I do have, they might or might not know each other. I don't even know, but it's so small. That's why I don't ask people for things. I don't ask people to lend me money, all that kind of stuff, because my circle is so small, and I do so well on by myself, and I take care of myself, my own family, that I don't need to help. I don't need to ask for help from anybody else, and I don't sit around and wonder, oh my God, why are they not talking to me again? Why are they not answering me? It's fine. It's your loss. It's not mine.
Exactly.
Because I know that I am a unique individual in this world, and you're not. No one in this world is going to be like me.
And you know, and that's the same way I feel when somebody says, try to fault you for something because they're listening to somebody else and they decide never to come to the source. You skip all over the source and you go and you listen to everybody that's in the background instead of coming directly to the person. First, that really, really makes me look down upon you as a person that you never was who I thought you was, you know. But if I want to know something, I'm going to go and ask the person. I'm not going to sit there and shoo with somebody else along the lines of, did you think you knew this about, did you hear that? No, because that is one way that things get all screwed up all over the place. And another thing I want to say is you got to believe in yourself. You can't sit there and worry about what other people are saying about you, because what they're saying about you is damn sure not true. You got to show them exactly who you are by believing in yourself. And I take that and I say that because it takes me back to my teaching days. I had a student that people would think couldn't do stuff. You know, the things that I would do to help my students, other people wouldn't do it. That same student, I used to look at them and could see, boy, you know what? One day this child gonna be something, you know, because they got a lot of potential in them. But it's the potential that I see in them that somebody else doesn't see in them. And sure enough, that student today, and I'll shout him out right now. That student today, his name is Jermaine Tandy. But most of you, if you are a Chris Brown fan, you know his name is DJ Fresh. Yes, I taught DJ Fresh in Liberty County. And a lot of people didn't believe in him, but I did. And look where he's at today. Sure, people got their judgments they want to pass against him, just like anybody else. Once you become a celebrity or you become whatever, people start talking about you. They want to say what they want. But one thing I know about DJ Fresh, guess what? He don't give a damn. I can tell you that right now. He doesn't at all. So be careful when you talk about people. Be careful when you judge people. Take a look at yourself first before you do that.
Yeah, because we all have become, especially now, the age of social media, everyone has become a vlogger, and everyone has become a special investigation. The recent events that have happened in the music world is that with Tamar Braxton, everyone is an investigative reporter now about what's going on. And I mean, of course, anybody who wants to make an honest dollar, honest buck, would go on to social media, create a buzz about what they believe. And I think this is what happened. I think this is in order to get their feeds and their clickbaits up and all that kind of stuff.
And then they look for somebody else that's already in trouble or something.
And then when the truth comes out, then you have to go one of two ways. You either have to continue to promote that you what you said was right, close to right, or you have to take down what you did because it becomes defamation of character, or
Yes.
you have to make an apology video. And like I said, I believe in this. I believe in seeing it on your feed, listening to the videos, you know, having your opinion, say what you want to say, but not putting anything out there that can be defamation to a character until the truth comes out. And then people say, "Oh, the truth may never come out." So what?
Yeah, but you don't go blatantly lying or just.
How is what is or what did or didn't happen to her going to affect your life? How is it going to make you a better person? How is it going to make you not want to wake up in the morning? It doesn't. We have gotten to this point in celebrities that we feel that every single thing that happens in their life, we need to know what it is and why it happened and who it is and where it is, all that kind of stuff. And we really don't. Like and I know people say, well, they're a celebrity, their life is an open book. No, it's not an open book. You know, think about the things that we put celebrities through. Think about the stuff that we all put Whitney Houston through and Michael Jackson through and Prince through. And you know Prince was put through some stuff because he got to the point where he became so publicly private, where this man barely did appearances. This man barely did interviews. This man was just all in the lane by himself. Like, we barely saw Prince, you know, the last few years of his life because he just wanted to do music. He just wanted to record. Even to this point today, there's said that there is so much unreleased music that he had done because all he wanted to do was do music. And I get it. Back in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, back then, everybody wanted to be famous, and it was a different kind of famous back then. When you were famous back then, it was for, you know, it was loved, it was sex, it was money, it was drugs, it was all that kind of stuff. But now we're in this age where people who are a celebrity are being murdered. People who are a celebrity are not being able to handle the load of being a celebrity, and they're going to harder drugs, and the harder drugs are causing them to do things to themselves and causing them to.
And all they want to do is live a normal life.
To hurt themselves. We even going to the point where, you know, some of us are speculating that some of the celebrities are putting on fake mental illnesses in order to generate buzz because they're getting ready to come out with albums and stuff like that. When has it been so difficult and so hard for people just to like the real you, just to like a you that's just a genuine? And I feel like there's just some blinders on we have this facade of what celebrity is supposed to be, and we're supposed to be a gimmick and an act. And I don't know where that came from, and I don't know where that stemmed, and why is that the only way to become a music sensation is to be a character, is to be a facade, is to be this. And when we can see stuff like we see the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's, and you know, they're not characters, they're not facades, they do not get on stage and be one person and be another person off stage. You know, she might dress a certain way on stage and dress because that's the entertainment world. Right. But you know, I know at one point, you know, when she had the I Am Sasha Fierce tour, where she was Sasha Fierce and Beyonce, she was showing you, you know, a side of her, but she wasn't saying, she didn't continue that on to this day. She doesn't go on stage and say, I'm not Beyonce, I'm Sasha Fierce.
No, and it's just showmanship.
Just for showmanship. It was just how it was. But we are in this world now where most of the artists that I see, you know, when the camera comes on, they're this mysterious, I don't talk and I don't look to the left. But when the camera goes off, you are a down to earth, you know, read book, English professor, literature kind of person. But when the camera comes on, you are an ignorant, illiterate, you know, person who wears their hair wild and wears meat as a shirt. And people be like, oh my God, that's so cool. But you don't know that when the cameras go off, that's not who they are. No. You know, and I get it. People say, well, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm not saying that that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm saying you should, as people, know the difference. Right. You should not expect to see Lady Gaga walking down the street all the time in spiked high heels where she can barely walk. She might do that when she's on set. You can't expect Beyonce to wear the Cowboy Carter outfits when she goes to the grocery store. or when she goes out to dinner with her husband. She doesn't.
Right,
She's
right.
more she's more covered up when she's out in public in places. You know, when she goes to events, she might wear something a little. But that's the purpose of these events, is for you to show up and show out.
Right,
But
but
going down the
if you
street,
don't if you don't know this information, you need to learn it, because believe me, it's one thing. It's just like whatever job you work, you're gonna go to work dressed how you're supposed to go to work dressed.
most
But
of
when
them,
you come, yeah, most of them, and I'll just say, if you work in a corporate, you know, corporate world, well, in some corporate jobs, you got to wear a suit all the time, you know, or you got to wear a shirt and tie. Well, when you get out of work, out of that corporate work field, that tie is coming off. That shirt is coming off. You're going to see somebody else dressed differently. Okay, now I'm at home, or now I'm, you know, out on the weekend. Well, that's the same way if y'all use your head with celebrities. That's the way it's supposed to be. But I do get it that we have some that they can't turn it off. They still got to keep pretending and keep going on with it. But y'all just have to understand. That's called showmanship.
You really have to know the
Yes,
difference, and
yes.
you have to understand that when they're on stage and when they're you know, out in public and stuff like that. You know, like the other day, I was on 400 Georgia 400, and it was traffic, and I was driving, and it was pretty gridlocked, and I looked to my right, and guess who I seen to my right? T-Pain.
Okay.
He was in a nice car, and all I did was beat my horn and put up a little wave. He beeped his horn and waved back. Kept on going. I didn't try to get him to pull over to the side to give me a picture. I didn't start screaming and saying. I just, hey, how you doing? Because I was thinking in my head, I just saw him on an Instagram at doing a concert, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. But it didn't go any further than that. There was no craziness. You know, I understood the assignment. You know, because most artists that I've ever come in contact with, they do not want to be trampled. They don't. Like that.
Yeah.
You know, they're a lot more receptive if you come up to them and say, hey, how you doing? Can I take a picture with you? And if they say no, then guess what? That's no.
It. Yeah.
Well, when people hear no, then all of a sudden they go on social media. Michael B. Jordan said no taking a picture with me. How dare he? He does not work for you.
No.
He's not created in this world to take pictures with you. When he's out in public, he doesn't have to take a picture with you.
No.
Any more than you have to take a picture with anyone else in the world. They don't have to. There is no obligate. They're not obligated.
No.
Now, people are gonna say they're public servants. No, that's just like saying every time I see a police officer, they have to stop and take a picture with me because they're a public servant and a police officer. No. Any celebrity will tell you they are not obligated to stop and take a picture with you because you ask. If they say no, it's just no.
No.
Move on, call it a day,
and let it go.
And let it go.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I believe in asking.
Yeah.
I believe in saying, hey, such and such, is it alright if I get a picture with you, or is it okay if
and
I
sometimes I just don't say nothing. I just keep going.
Yeah. Sometimes I just say, hey, like I said, when I saw T-Pain, I just beeped, put my hand up. He beeped, put his hand up. That was it. Moved on. It wasn't nothing else. And I couldn't even tell you how many more people saw him and said the same thing.
Yeah.
I just happened to glance over. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Because I think he lives out in Marietta somewhere, or Sandy
so.
Springs, one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was. So in that area, so that was good.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody, again, you know, it's just the world is so different now than it was 25, 30 years ago. And we have to adapt. We have to change. We have to be better while we're in it. You know, and if you don't want to be better while you're in it, you don't want to be the person you need to be in it, then stay isolated. Stay in your house. And you know, I know a lot of people will laugh at this. If you are still believing about the time of the 1950s, 1960s, decorate your house like the 1950s, 1960s, and stay your behind in there.
That's it.
All day, every day. Don't come out. Don't come around the world, because if you come outside, you can see that 1950 to 2025 is so different.
Yeah.
Cars are different.
Everything is
dressing differently. People People say different things, wear different things, eat different things. It's all different. Things that they did back in the day, they cannot do today.
Right.
Things they said back in the day, a lot has changed. So again, I guess it just boils down to: are you willing to be different? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to
follow the crowd?
You know, are you willing to stick and stay where you're at, and then complain about why are we still not? Ma'am, it's over 2, 3, 4 decades later.
Yeah,
things have changed.
Times have changed.
So again, I enjoyed this show.
Yes.
I hope that everyone is having a great Saturday.
Yes.
I think last night or the night before they were talking about a black moon or a new moon.
A blackout. Yeah, and they're saying something about a blackout.
Something that it was changing people and making people this and this and that. And I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't feel differently. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just an energy thing, which I can understand. A lot of people say this too. They be like, "Well, that's witchcraft." Blah, blah, blah. You're telling me that me believing in energy being passed off, good energy, bad energy, is witchcraft. But yet you are a person that believes, and this is gonna hurt the Christians. You're a person that believes in a God that you do not see. So, who, huh, hey, what, wow? My point in saying that is, believe what you want to believe.
Yes, everybody has their own belief.
If you want to believe in the universe, and the universe giving you positive vibes and bringing you things that you need, and that works for you, do that. If you want to believe in God, believe in God. You want to believe in Mary, the mother of Jesus, believe in that.
Those are your beliefs.
You have to be steadfast in that belief. You cannot let anyone else says deter you from that belief. Otherwise, you never believed in it in the first place.
Right.
Because if people have the power to change your beliefs, then the thing you believed in is not real. You need to find out what that is. So I say this again. Sit down and make sure that what you believe in, it edifies you, it makes you feel positive about life, it makes you see positive about life, it makes you better. If what you believe in, who you believe in, makes you better than what you are every day, it always causes you to be better, say better, feel better, look better, eat better, then you're in the right field. You're going the right way.
And just make sure
anything other than that, it's not for you.
Right, and just make sure that if someone asks you about your belief, that you're able to really talk and not stumble about it. Be able to explain it. That lets you know whether you know or not.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like I said, you know, we use our religion, we use our beliefs to hurt other people.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: if you ever in your life use your beliefs to hurt another society, another sexuality, another sexual orientation, you are not in that religion and that belief for the right reasons. Because you should never weaponize your beliefs against other people. You should never weaponize any of those things against other people. You should never ever do that.
Right.
There should never be any fear and threats in the making people do and believe in something that you do and believe in. Because in my honest opinion, if you have to threaten me into believing something, if you have to threaten me into being better, then that's a red flag to me. That's a moment where I'm scratching my head trying to figure out why do you have to use fear. That's like being under management who continues to threaten you with firing you if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to fire you. If you don't say what I'm going to say, I'm going to fire you. If you don't, eventually I'm just going to say fire me.
Exactly.
Because I'm never going to be able to do what you need me to do, obviously. And there has to be another way at being what you need me to be besides you threatening to fire me.
Right.
So, you know, be kind.
I'll never do nothing that I'm under pressure for.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
never.
no one. Yeah.
A lot of people work well under pressure. I do, but I do not work well under threats and that kind of thing. So, you know, what it boils down to, be nice.
That's all.
Be better to people
be
than
nice,
you've ever been. Be nice.
And be yourself.
Yes, please
Don't be nobody else.
Be nice.
Yes.
We hope that you all had an amazing time with us here on
definitely.
the show. You know, I did. You know, I'm glad that we had a chance to come out, be here with you all.
Don't forget to go and join our _in the Divas
Schmear.
on Instagram.
Me.
Don't forget.
Please go and join our
Yes.
Instagram friend list in the Divas Den.
You never know when we gonna throw a prize out there.
Oh.
You never know.
It's gonna be
Never know.
If it's money, I win.
Look, you never
Go
know.
to our Instagram
You have no
page
idea.
and become our friend so we can get to
Yes.
our 1,000 followers. We can be able to
Help
continue
us
to
get to
go
our
live.
1,000 followers.
Again,
Yes.
everybody, thank you all for this amazing show, amazing Saturday.
Mhm.
Have a good night, everyone.
Definitely.
Enjoy yourselves. Again, happy birthday to all of the
Yes.
Leos born in August.
Yes.
Those that have already had their birthdays, and those are the birthdays that are coming up in the next 2 weeks that we have left, or next week and a half we have left of this month.
Yeah.
And then it'll be September. All of you all that are back in
Yes.
school, we hope that you are doing good in your first semester.
And
of
if
school.
not, you can come in and see me. I am doing sessions on writing and reading. They're gonna be my center is gonna be opening up right after September. So you definitely, if you need some help with writing an essay, if you need some help with some language arts, anything but math. I'm not doing math, okay? But later on, I will have somebody that will be able to be in there to do math. But just, let me know. Go to my Instagram page or Facebook page and just send me a DM saying I'm looking for some help. I'm going to post up my business card and everything for anybody who will need that.
And you must pay money.
Yes, and serious
It is not
inquiries only.
No fee.
Do not handle me. Do not even contact me if you're not willing to pay the amount of money that you need to get the services.
No fee. Everybody have an amazing Saturday.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening. Those of you who are listening online at www.
926themix with 2x.com.
We appreciate your business. We appreciate your love, your
Yes.
support, and your help. Have an amazing Saturday, everyone.
Definitely.
Do your thing like you're supposed to do it.
Yes.
Treat everybody right. Love
Yes.
on the people.
Yes.
Have an amazing Saturday. We will see
Yes.
you in September.
Bye, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Huh? Yeah. What y'all do? Y'all finished?